G'day folks, Tony again here for more Let's Play The Flame in the Flood. So something that has occurred to me, or that I've been thinking about as we've been playing this run-through of the game, well, I believe those are ants there. I'm pretty sure I don't want to run through them. Something I've been thinking about is what sort of pace we're supposed to be heading down the river at. And what I mean by that is I suspect that that we could reach a point where if we try to proceed down the river too swiftly, that is, skip a lot of the stops along the way and not be harvesting things, that the game at some point stops giving you certain kinds of resources, or at least makes them a lot less prevalent or a lot less common. I do seem to have a vague recollection of that from having played the game some time ago. So while I guess if the objective is to reach the end of the river, you could just try and barrel your way through to the end. I suspect that probably one of the main ways that the game would push back against us in that case would be in terms of how much cold we're able to endure based on the clothing that we have. So we'll shoo that crow away and hopefully get another feather out of it. Where's it going to fall to? Nice and accessible that time, good. So yes, I think I'm going to use that fire right now. I'm just going to go around and search all the different areas here and try and pick everything up. And there were some rabbits up this way, so let's see if we can build a couple of snares, because I'm more or less relying on the rabbits to get us enough fur to be able to build warmer clothes. So I don't know if I'm trapping the right sort of number of rabbits. I don't know if I'm trapping more rabbits than I need to. One of the main things that I suspect can get out of whack in these early stages are what are some of the core sort of the core baseline kind of ingredients and materials for crafting. Because if they're basic ones that can be used in a variety of different sort of elementary goods, which ones are the air quotes right or wrong things to be building at any given point in time? And I guess it's the nature of a roguelike, if we're going to use that label for this game, for you to start wrangling with those things and go, oh, well, this time through I used these things for these reasons, and then I had too many of type A, maybe I needed some more of type B. And hopefully along the way, as you're playing from session to session, you don't overcorrect. Now, as I did say previously, I am a little concerned that one of the things that I am doing in this session is overcorrecting for food, because that was the thing that killed us last time, was not having enough things. Now, I believe my current water filter has. I believe my current water filter still has one use left, but it's good to know that I have the materials that I need to make some more of them. And as we're making some more of these cat's tails, you can see now that we have another snare available. Do I want a spear trap? Not at this moment. I guess I could just run away from things, but I am going to make another snare so that we can get one more rabbit, cook that meat, and have it here for us. Hopefully that also means with an extra pelt, an extra rabbit pelt, we'll be able to build another slightly warmer set of clothes for what we're doing. So this spot worked last time. Why is it not there? Did I not just build another snare? What is going on? That is an excellent question. Oh, I see. It is, in fact, Aesop. Bag full. Why can't I just swap them? That is so annoying. Is there anything that I can swap easily? What have we got? Boar hides, nuts and bolts. I don't have any of these things. Oh, this is ridiculous. I don't even have that to swap over. Alright, fine. There are a couple of things that I've only got one stack of here, and I guess I can see something there that I can go and stack in the raft. This is exactly the way that I wanted to spend my in-game day, by having to run all the way back here to wrangle with the fact that I can't swap things in inventory slots. Hurrah! Problem solved. I guess while we're here we can have a look and see if there's anything else obvious. That didn't quite do all of them, but that's fine. There's a little more. What else do we have? No. I really don't want to search these things by eyeball. Do we have those can go? Beautiful. Those partially can go. And I think that'll do for now. Let's leave the least fun part of the game and head back to catching some rabbits. So in that particular case, I know that I've brought this up a few times before, but there really just seems to be a number of barriers at place in this game. Aesop had the snare on him. Why I can't still access it when it's quite clear that the only thing preventing me is the limitations of the inventory system. It'd really be nice to just be able to proceed with playing the game, for lack of a better term, actually engaging in the mechanics of maneuvering around the world, trying to collect resources. So I think those arbitrary barriers are the ones that are the most frustrating. Because it didn't require any skill or knowledge or timing from me there. It just required me to just literally run back to a thing. Because I wasn't able to move items around in the UI any other way. So I think we're out of tinder. I don't know if I've got some on the raft, but I'm going to find out. In fact, I don't. That stone knife is wearing down as well. I assume I have the things required for it. Oh, it is just cat's tails. I had misremembered there and thought that it was a sapling for some reason. Never mind. Making such good use of my day today here on day 6. Can I actually... don't tell me. I can't relight an existing fire. I have to make a new fire? Am I missing an ingredient for a fire? Old lumber, dry tinder, flint. Okay, so it's lumber that I'm missing. Really should have checked that before, I guess. Look, given the fact that I'm getting hungry, and given the fact that some of this meat is probably going to start spoiling, spoils after 6 days. I don't know if it's tracking these individually, so let's just get on with it. I'm going to drink that water. Because I know we can collect some more. There's plenty of it just here. I should be able to grab some. Thusly. Good, good. Is it going to let me... I can't do anything from there. All right. We'll get that sorted out. Now, what was it that I needed for the water filter that I don't currently have on me? Because it would be nice to make one of them straight away. Okay, the charcoal that I put back in the raft. So we're going to make sure that we have a water filter on us, because having that back at the raft won't be any good if we're dying of thirst. See, here's the weird thing. I'm in proximity to the raft, so I can just use things in the raft. Why doesn't that same logic apply to if Aesop has something, I can just use it when Aesop's nearby? Anyway, enough of my complaining. Let's progress onwards rather than messing around with trying to light that fire. We'll save it for later and try and find another one, or in fact make one for ourselves. So that use of lumber to make a fire is possibly not the best use of that resource, considering that I'm going to need those things for checkpoint saved, region 3, for repairing my raft. Belglade's Fortunes. Ill-equipped. Okay, so we've now hit a pretty drastic cold barrier, which I guess, as we were discussing just before, goodness me, jigging and jagging around all over the place here. Not going well. Oh boy, that steering is really, really, really sluggish. An upgrade to perhaps a rudder would be very much appreciated. Let's make our way through the rapids. So we missed a bunch of potential places to set ashore there. But, ooh, nice. And I think we might be approaching a part of the game where, well, firstly, my raft is falling apart and we're going to die very soon if I don't deal with it. We're fast approaching the point where I think we're going to start running into different types of landing points and other potential hazards that might be there as well. So, for example, here we have an icon that I don't recall seeing very often. Let's have a look and see what this is. Entering Chalice hardware store. Often has raft upgrade supplies. Always has workbenches. That sounds like a pretty nifty set of things to have access to. I'm also wondering if that's going to mean that there are potentially wolves and bad things there. Let's have a look here. Repair patch. Cobble together part for a cobble together raft. Can I use that directly on the raft without needing to be at a marina? You know, I'm going to make one of these to find out if I can in fact do that, because there were so few hit points left on the raft that I don't know how it's going to hold together otherwise. And it doesn't look like I can use it here. So if that's relying on me finding a marina, we're going to be in a world of hurt. So I think one more decent hit and that raft's probably going to fall to bits. Okay. Proceeding cautiously here under the assumption that there are going to be some nasties. And in fact, there is a wolf down the bottom there eating what looked like a rabbit carcass. So as was indicated to me there on the screen, I can press the X button to attempt to scare the wolves away. There's nothing immediately there that I think I can use. And that might work if there's only a single wolf and I'm able to hold them off. But if there are many of them, I could see that being a problem. So we might just try and quietly loot a few things. Alcohol, okay, so that's fine, I guess. I don't like how close I am to the bottom of the screen here. I can hear the sound of a wolf munching on something, and there are two of them asleep there, and we're definitely just going to scamper away and leave them to it, because there's absolutely no way that I would survive 3 wolves all on my case at the same time. All right. So there's a marina over on the left side there. I'm just going to check on the left trigger here and see... First aid raft patch doesn't count. And I can't open my inventory, so I guess we're just going to have to try cautiously working our way towards that marina and try and get some repairs happening. Do a cautious scooch around and try and stay in these currents without getting too far diverted. And we did it! Hooray! Rust Water Station. So raft upgrade and repair lift. And we've got major repairs available to us because we have a repair patch. So we're absolutely doing that. We're going to fix our raft up from 20 hit points to 60. Which is much more reasonable. Don't think I want to bump it too much higher than that at this point. Raft hardware and raft schematics. I really hope we start finding some of them at some point soon. So in a slightly better state than before, but still potentially... Oh, it's not going to let me avoid those rapids, is it? Or is it? Can we get far enough over? Ooh, only just. Alright. I'm hoping that down the right-hand side here we can avoid having to go through that swift water. Especially given that there don't appear to be any places to dock over on the left side of the stream. Is it going to let us continue? Looks reasonably promising. So I think that ill-equipped warning that we got before for the temperature dropping, clearly at night time it's colder than during the day. And while I've been able to use some rabbit pelts to make myself some warmer gear, it's only a fraction of what I'm going to need to survive as we continue getting further down the river and presumably therefore the weather getting colder and colder. Alright, what do we got here? We are now at Cooley Fuel, a filling station, source of gas, workbenches, rags, lumber and hardware. So if we're running on this correlation of locations that have potentially better gear also equals locations with wolves. Ooh, a raft schematic, nice. It would be very, very nice to be able to find some saplings that I can then use to make... Saplings? No, mulberries. That I can then use to make a spear trap so I can try and take it down at least one wolf and therefore get some wolf belt. Because running by the logic of video games, having wolf belt would mean access to presumably warmer clothes than just making things out of rabbit. Lots of places here where we can sleep if need be as well. But we'll try and loot as much as we can. Particularly if we're going to have to wrangle with inventory. Raft hardware schematic added. What was it that I picked up that caused that to happen, I wonder? Nuts and bolts and a stone hammer. That might have been a delayed message from having picked up more nuts and bolts then, I guess. Seems like strange timing for it to inform me of that, but sure. Now, the thing I'm most mindful of, the thing that is substantially different from me playing the game this time as opposed to 18 or so months ago, is that I am talking fairly constantly while I'm playing, which means that my ability to pick up on audio cues is somewhat lessened. And I was relying on audio to hear wolves in advance a reasonable amount. So if you're noticing me pause at kind of strange moments, that is not entirely because I'm being scatterbrained. It's also because I'm occasionally going, wait, did I hear something? Was that the sounds of a wolf? I am kind of surprised that we haven't seen any wolves at the moment. But I'm going to get out of the wet and do just a short little sleep and see if the rain clears up, which is going to hopefully put us in a better state in terms of our health and also in terms of my ability to hear when there's not rain falling from the sky constantly. A little bit of a zoom out again, which I'm assuming is from the bus. Anything over here? No. This looks like some brambles or something here as well, which I'm assuming we don't want to run through. And a kind of scary building up here that's blocking our ability to see. Didn't look like there was anything behind it. All right, salt, which I can't carry at the moment. And a jar, which I also can. Definitely want a jar. I think I've one of those so far. Ah. No, go away, pig. Please leave me alone. I don't want to hurt you, and you don't want to hurt me. Thanks, Aesop. Yeah, off we go. Alright, so we're going to head back to... Goodness me, this is a long run now. Going to head back to the raft and try moving some stuff around. What have we got here that we can move? I picked up some garlic that appears to have gone to Aesop already. That can go... no. There. 4 nuts and bolts now, that's quite handy. Let's eat that, because it's going to free up a slot and will pretty much fill us back up to full health. Very nice. Let's move that. Might have had more uses remaining than I thought. Got plenty of water. Don't really want to use that up right now. A ton of dandelions, which I don't know that we really need. Oops, wrong one. So let's throw them away. Maybe I've made a horrible mistake, but so be it. Saplings 3. Okay. So I think... oh, that must be the stuff that we dropped. Nice to know that it will stay in world until we hop on the raft and sail away forever. So let's see if we can make ourselves a spear trap. We can. So we're going to do that. We're going to try and take that boar out. And that's... thank you. Most useful tools. Okay, sure. Thanks for that. No. Craft bow to use, no smoke bombs, no torches held, no bait held. Well, I'm so glad that you told me about things that I don't have the ability to use yet. We're cured of ill-equipped thanks to the coming of the sun. Obviously not a vampire. Now, where was said pig? I don't think we went this way. I think it was further up the back here. All right, there they are. So now that we have a good sense of where they were positioned and how far they'll chase us, this should allow us to lay our cunning trap. So pretty much both times that we encountered that boar were around about this area. So let's give ourselves a bit of room to maneuver. I still don't know if I'm able to run through these traps without triggering them, but I'd prefer not to find out the hard way. And there we have it. Nicely done. All right, so we grabbed more things. Grab that, we'll grab this salt. I think that's probably going to make us full. Oh no, we would have consumed some things making the spear trap. How convenient. So we'll continue our epic looting adventure. We have a workbench here, which in the lore of video games clearly means that it's a restricted space for doing more advanced crafting. I don't know if we can get anything here other than filling up a jar with fuel. All right. Handy that we grab the second jar. So let's just duck in here and check, see if it's going to give us anything here that is clearly different. Metal hammer is definitely different, but I don't really want to use those nuts and bolts yet. Oh, although making a steel knife does sound appealing. It only uses 2, it's going to leave 3. I'm going to give that a go. Maybe it was Providence because we did just take a boar down. All right, so that has given us up the top here a steel knife. So I'm assuming that slot will be for the steel, for the metal hammer. But I don't want to use up all of those things because we need them for this raft hardware. The basic building block for upgrading your raft. Look, I'm just going to make that now so that I don't accidentally make something else in a raft frame. I mean, we could do with another one of them as well. Why not? Raft rudder schematic. Added to journal. Raft storage. All right, so I'm assuming that means we can now build those things. And a raft rudder. Whoops. Gone too far. Or have I? What? What am I missing here? Is this something I can do yet or not? This is frustrating. All right, well, look, it told us raft rudder. That was the one I was keeping my eyes peeled for. So I think that is our next kind of main objective is going to be to install that raft rudder on our raft. However, that will probably do it for this session of the Let's Play. So thank you all very much for tuning in. Your viewership and your patronage is very much appreciated. If you would like to get in touch with me personally on Twitter, my Twitter handle is @Kalinscald. That's KALINSKALD. And it would be great to hear from you if you have any feedback or any comments, things you've been enjoying, things that have been frustrating you. It's all good. Similarly, oh no, our cooked meat has spoiled. Similarly, if you are interested in checking out the podcast that I'm part of, it's called The First 10 Minutes. And you'll be able to find the link to that in the description below. And I also do a game developer interview podcast called Downloadable Context. You'll also be able to find the details of that in the description. So please feel free to like, comment, and better yet, subscribe to the channel. And if you know people who might enjoy this, please spread the word. We very much appreciate it. So thanks very much for watching, and come back soon for more Let's Play The Flame in the Flood.